Hey guys, Mr. Burns here with your video for lesson 25T, adding and subtracting decimals. Okay guys, here's the key thing to adding and subtracting decimals. Lining up the decimal points when you write them vertically instead of horizontally. Numbers 1 and numbers 2, those problems are written vertically, so they're written one on top of the other. Whereas 3 and 4 are written horizontally, so they're written from side to side. So your instructions for numbers 1 through 4 are to find each sum. I'll blow this up really big so you guys can see what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. Here we go, number 1. Okay, on number 1 we've got 3.5 or 3 and 5 tenths plus 5 and 3 tenths. Okay, so as you guys can tell, the decimal points are lined up and all the place values or all the numbers are in their proper place value. So here it's really easy. The first number, 3.5, has two digits, 3 and 5. 5.3 also has two digits, 5 and 3. Here we go. So 5 plus 3 is 8. Bring down the decimal point because it's lined up. And then 5 plus 3, or 3 plus 5 is also 8. So 3.5 plus 5.3 is 8.8. Number 2. Okay, at number 2, you have 7.4 plus 5.35. Now, 7.4 only has two digits, and 5.35 has three digits. So let's add in some zeros or some placeholders so that both numbers have the same amount of digits. So in 7.4 I'm going to add a 0 at the end. So now it has three digits, 7, 4, and 0. Just like the second decimal, 5.35, which has 5, 3, and 5. From here it's pretty easy to add. Remember the decimal points are lined up, which is what you have to do before you can add or subtract decimals. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 7. Bring down the decimal point, and then 7 plus 5 is 12. So 7.40 plus 5.35 is 12.75. Okay, number 3 and number 4. Okay, for number 3, you've got 9 and 244 thousandths plus 5 and 202 thousandths. Now, over here to the right of that problem is a little box which says rewrite vertically with the decimal points lined up, then add. Okay, so here we go. So we've got 9.244 plus, and we're going to go and line up the decimal point. Put the decimal point right there. And then go 5.202. At this point, it's pretty easy. We just add our decimals. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Bring down the decimal point. And then 9 plus 5 is 14. So my final answer is 14 and 446 thousandths. Okay, number 4. Okay, at number 4, you've got 2 and 51 hundredths plus 3 and 5 tenths. So let's go ahead and set this up. So I've got 2.51 plus 3.5. Now, since the first number, 2.51, has three digits, let's add some zeros to the second decimal so that it also has three digits. So I'm going to add a 0 at the end right there. From here I can add just like I would with regular numbers. So 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 plus 3 is 5. Plus 1 more is 6. And then bring down the decimal point. So 2 and 51 hundredths plus 3 and 5 tenths is 6 and 1 hundredth. Okay, on to the story problems. Okay, your instructions for number 5 and number 6 and number 7. It says 4 students wrote down how far they ran this week. Use the table on the right to answer the following questions and then label your answers. Number 5, part A says, how many miles did Joel run this week? So how many miles did Joel run? Joel ran 4.1 miles. How many miles did Maddie run? Maddie ran 5.4 miles. Part C says, how many miles did Joel and Maddie run together? So if we wanted to find out how many miles they ran together, okay, all together, we would add them. So we go 4.1 plus 5.4. Line up your decimal points and then just add. 1 plus 4 is 5. And then 4 plus 5 is 9. And put the decimal point in between. So how many miles did they run all together? They ran 9.5 miles altogether. Part 6, or number 6, part A says, how many miles did Matt run? Matt ran 2.16 miles. Part B says, how many miles did Emily run? Emily ran 3.38 miles. Part C says, how many miles did Maddie and run all together? So if we want to find out how many they ran all together, again, we're going to add. So we go 2.16 plus 3.38. Lined up our decimal point. Now we just add like we would regular numbers. 6 plus 4 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 1 more is 5. Bring down the decimal. And 2 plus 3 is 5. So for part C, how many did they run all together? They ran 5.54 miles altogether. Now, part 7 says, or number 7 says, how many miles did Matt and Joel run together? So Matt, Matt ran 2.16 plus Joel. Joel ran 4.1. And over there in the box it says, insert a 0 to hold place value for the hundredths place in Joel's number. Okay, before adding 4.1. Okay, before adding. 4.1 is the same as 4.10, just like before. So from here, it's pretty easy. 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. Bring down the decimal point. And then 2 plus 4 is 6. So my final answer, how many did they run all together? They ran 6.26 miles altogether. Okay, let's go to the back side. Okay, so on the back side, your instructions are pretty much the same. It says find each difference, and that's going to be for all of the problems on the back side. But again, before we add or subtract decimals, we have to line up the decimal point. Again, I'll blow these up pretty big so you guys can see what I'm doing and why. Here we go, number 8. Okay, on number 8, we've got 6.6 minus 1.2. Again, 6.6 has 2 decimals, 6 and 6. And then 1.2 also has 2 decimals, 1 and 2. The decimal points line up, and then from here we just subtract. So it's 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Bring down the decimal point. 6 minus 1, that's 5. And that's our final answer. On to number 9. Okay, on number 9, okay, it says 9.87 minus 3.2, so 9 and 87 hundredths, minus 3 and 2 tenths. Again, the first number, 9.87, has 3 digits, the 9, the 8, and the 7. So we have to add a 0 to the second decimal, so they're the same number of digits. So we just add the 0 at the end. So 3.2 becomes 3.20. From here, you just subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. 8 minus 2 is 6. Bring down the decimal. And then 9 minus 3 is 6. So my final answer is 6 and 67 hundredths. Okay, number 10, number 11. Okay, at number 10, we've got 10 and 459 thousandths minus 5 and 306 thousandths. Again, since this problem is written vertically, so from left to right, we're going to set it up so it's written horizontally, so we're going to stack them. So take the first number, 10.459, and we're going to stack that on top of 5 and 306, just like that. Now, the first number, 10.459, has 5 digits. The second number, 0.306 or 5.306, has only 4 digits. So you can add a 0 if you want. In this case, we would add a 0 to the very front because that's where the extra digit is. From here, it's just subtraction. So 9 minus 6, that's 3. 5 minus 0, that's 5. 4 minus 3, that's 1. Bring down the decimal. And then we get 10 minus 5, or 0 minus 5. Well, can I subtract 5 from 0? No, so I'm going to borrow. Or I just go 10 minus 5. What's 10 minus 5, guys? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's 5. So my final answer is 5 and 153 thousandths. Okay, number 11. Okay, for number 11, we've got 11.1 minus 5.72. So let's go ahead and stack it. So we got 11.1 minus 5.72. Now, the first decimal, 11.1, has 3 digits, and 5.72, the second decimal, also has 3 digits. But they don't have the same digits in the same place value. If you guys can tell, the first decimal, 11.1, is missing a digit from the hundredths place, so that's where I'm going to put the 0. From here, it's pretty easy to subtract. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 0 minus 2, can't do it, have to borrow. So I'm going to borrow 10 from the tenths place. Okay, so now the hundredths place, 0 becomes 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, 0 minus 7, can't do it, got to borrow. So I'm going to borrow from the ones place. Okay, add that to the tenths place, so then now that becomes 10. What's 10 minus 7? 10 minus 7 is 3. Bring down my 0. Okay, 0 minus 5, can't do it, got to borrow from the tens place. I'm going to borrow 10 from the tens place. So my 0 becomes a 10, and 10 minus 5 is 5. So my final answer is 11.1 minus 5.7872 equals 5.38. Okay, on to the story problems. Okay, for numbers 12, 13, and 14, it says 4 students wrote down how far they ran this week. Use the table at the right to answer the following questions, and then label your answers. So for number 12, part A, it says how many miles did Maddie run? Maddie ran 5.4 miles, so 5.4 miles. Part B says how many miles did Joel run? Joel ran 4.1 miles. It says how many more miles did Maddie run than Joel? So if we want to find out how many more miles Maddie ran than Joel, we're going to subtract. So we go 5.4 minus 4.1 to find out how many more miles. Okay, so we line up our decimals, and then from here we just subtract. 4 minus 1, that's 3. 5 minus 4, that's 1. Bring down the decimal. So what's my final answer? 1.3. Sorry. Number 13. How many miles did Emily run this week? Emily ran 3.38 miles. Part B says how many miles did Matt run this week? He ran 2.16 miles. And then C, how many more miles did Emily run than Matt? So what we're going to do is take the larger number, 3.38, and subtract the smaller number, 2.16, because we want to find out how many more miles Emily ran than Matt. So then from here, we just subtract 8 minus 6, that's 2. 3 minus 1, that's 2. Bring down the decimal. And then 3 minus 2, that's 1. So how many more miles did Emily run? She ran 1.22 miles more than Matt. Okay, number 14. How many more miles did Joel run than Emily? So Joel ran 4.1. Emily ran 3.38. So when we find out how many more, we're going to subtract. And then in this case, we're going to need a place value. So I'm going to put the placeholder at the end of 4.1 to make it 4.10. And from there, we can subtract 3.38. Okay, 0 minus 8, can't do it. I have to borrow. So I'm going to borrow 10 from the tenths place. So my hundredths place is going to become 10. So 10 minus 8, that's 2. 0 minus 3, can't do it. Got to borrow from the ones place. So I'm going to borrow 1 whole from the ones place, which gives me 3. And then I'm going to take that one, the 1 that I borrowed, turn it into 10. So the tenths place is now 10. 10 minus 3, that's 7. Bring down the decimal. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. So my final answer for number 14 is 0.72 miles. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and get out a piece of paper and let's get ready to write down today's assignment.